My name is Ben Green. I'm the head of sales for our design department in New York. We have an international design team, primarily based in New York and London. So this is one of our two main design auctions each year in New York. We actually have two sales this year, both our various owners design sale, which we're in the galleries now, as well as a single owner sale that consists of both art and design. So it's about 80 lots in that sale that are all coming from the same private New York-based collection. So for our design auctions, we're sourcing this property from all different kinds of places. It's everywhere from private collectors to people involved in the design trade, to estates, to interior designers. So the property's coming from a lot of different places, and we have to decide which works are suitable for sale at Phillips and which works wouldn't be for us and which we wouldn't necessarily offer. So at Phillips, we specialize in modern and contemporary works, so really anything pretty much starting in 1900 to today. And within the world of collectible design, there's a relatively short roster of artists and designers whose work we offer. So anytime we are presented with a work by one of these recognized makers, we at least review it carefully and estimate it based on previous examples. But one thing that we sort of pride ourselves at Phillips in terms of design is our interest in trying new things and experimenting with new designers. So in almost every auction that we have, I'd say we're offering artists or designers whose work has either never come to auction before or whose market is a bit less tested, but that we're excited to sell. I think what I'm most excited about offering this week in our design sale is this collection of 5 works by Alberto and Diego Giacometti that are all coming from the estate of Diana Shapiro. These are some of the most instantly recognizable forms by these makers, but perhaps what makes this collection so special is the fact that all of the works have never come to market before. Diana Shapiro was based in New York, and beginning in the mid to late 1960s, she would make trips to Paris where she over time developed a friendship with Diego Giacometti. And over about 2 decades, she collected these works, and she lived with them until her passing recently. The top lot in terms of value in our sale is this Peter Volkos sculpture from 1958. Peter Volkos was a ceramist based on the West Coast, and this work was created very early on in his career when he was sort of coming into his own and beginning to receive international acclaim. And works from this period are really his most highly desired. At Phillips, we actually hold the 2 world auction records for his work, which is also the world auction record for a work of American ceramics. So, the title is Raschiato, which is the word to describe the method of playing the guitar in flamenco music. So Peter Volkos, especially during this period, had a fascination with Spanish culture and specifically flamenco music and dancing. So oftentimes his titles would take from this culture. And there's also sort of a very dynamic sense of movement to the piece. When you walk around it, you really see it in a totally different way because the form seems to almost change as you walk around it. And so that sort of lively spirit, I think, is connected to his fascination with flamenco music. We're very excited to be offering this John Baldasari ear sofa and nose sconces. This will be the first time that a design piece by John Baldasari has come to auction before. Obviously, he's perhaps most well known for his fine art. In a lot of his paintings and works on paper, he demonstrates an interest in fragmented forms related to the face. So you see ears and noses throughout his work, but this is a sort of larger than life manifestation of that interest. So it's just a really playful, whimsical design. It is functional. You can sit on the sofa. The nose sconces can hold flowers, or they can just be wall-mounted sculptures. This work specifically is from an edition of 6. This is number 1. And he originally, in 2009, displayed this work in a museum in Germany. The museum was originally a home designed by Mies van der Rohe. So, Mies van der Rohe is a well-known modernist architect and designer. So you can imagine this sort of surrealist form stood in stark contrast to the clean lines of the Van der Rohe building, but it really gets at Baldasari's playful approach to art and design. I'm here with Superstudio's Bazaar sofa. Superstudio is a part of the radical Italian design movement from the late 1960s into the 70s. They were a collective of designers who were really interested in pushing the boundaries of what could be considered art and design, and they definitely went against the status quo in terms of what was happening in the design and architecture world. What's interesting about their practice is that it was very theoretical and very academic, so most of their work was in the form of papers or talks or videos or magazines. There are very few actual furniture designs or products or buildings that they actually designed. And one of the pieces that does exist is the Bazaar sofa. So this is a set of 8 individual chairs that can be really arranged in whatever form the user prefers. Most often you see it in this circular form that we have in the galleries, but it's just such a bizarre thing. It's spelled B-A-Z-A-A-R, like a bazaar that you would shop in. I think if you're new to this field and you're interested in collecting design, authenticity is a huge aspect that is important to consider, because it may seem like, oh, there aren't fake examples of design out there, but unfortunately there are. So I think making sure that you do your due diligence and research before acquiring a work of design is an sometimes overlooked aspect of the decision making.